A radio that doesn't require any batteries. Did you know that was a thing? Some of the first radios ever introduced to the general public required no electricity, no batteries, nothing. Just an aerial, which is an antenna, and a deep ground rod, which could have been anything from a piece of pipe drove into the ground or hooked to your plumbing. What they called these was a crystal radio. All right, here's an example. I would say this one's probably from the 50s or 60s. They kind of had a resurgence when it was known that soldiers during World War II were making them and listening to them into the foxholes, or World War I would have been foxholes. World War II would have been POWs and whatnot. They would make crystal radios with just a few little things that so they could hear some outside news. Well, I would say this is one of those kits that was sold during the 50s. Probably mid-50s, I would guess, by the way it's made. And it's got a diode. Some of them had a piece of gallium, say that fast, and a cat's hair's whisker, and that's probably the early ones. This would have been, you would have had a long antenna, which would have just been a long wire that you would have just stretched out. And then you would have had a ground, which I assume would have been this one. And you would have hooked your two leads for your piezoelectric speaker, so you could hear it. It wouldn't have been very loud, but you would have been able to hear what was going on. And then basically you move this, and that would have tuned in your stations. You would have moved this around back and forth on this little coil of wire here, and you would have moved it around until you found a station that you could tune in and listen to. Again, requires no electricity, no batteries. I'll show you here, just a block of wood underneath. Keep an eye out, because I'm going to, this one's missing. There should have been a wire. It went from here down to here, and it's been broke off sometime through the years. But this one's barn fresh. Just picked this one up, found it tucked away in a corner of an old barn, estate sale I'd went to. Picked it up, and we're going to clean it up. And as soon as I find the right earpiece, the right speaker, they're not commonly available now. And once I find one, we'll get it all hooked up, and we'll see if we can't tune something in with it. Thanks for watching, guys.